Talk to my publicist about the Red and Black.
All right. Tell us about what you're doing here at the Olympia, Washington, and what workshop you should do.
I did a workshop on organizing your workplace and unionism and worker cooperatives with a couple other people. It was a panel discussion. Basically, we talked about how while everyone does not have the privilege to not work, people still have to work. And those people need to be organized and empowered in their workplaces. And what ways people can go about using the resources that they have, like, you know, solidarity networks that we have here in the Pacific Northwest, or unions, or even just organizing by themselves and, you know, taking, you know, like reading up on resources and empowering themselves to organize their workplaces and better their workplaces, you know, until we can take hold of the, you know, the means of production.
People are even talking about. And that's why it's been really good at this festival to see that there's so many bands who are, and we know they've been encouraged to as well, are talking about what they're singing about. I mean, other bands might not feel comfortable with talking. We're not terribly comfortable talking here, you know, but other people maybe they use handouts with their lyrics, or, you know, they have a handout that contains information about a lot of the ideas that are particularly important to them. So I think there's different ways you can do things. I mean, I think we see our role in supporting things like this that are a bit of an alternative, raising awareness, raising money, that kind of thing. But we're not under any illusions that you know, playing kind of D-beat music is the best way to reach a large number of people, because it clearly isn't.
Tell us what this event is about.
New Direction Fest is like a political punk fest where we showcase bands that put their political beliefs into action in some way. We also have workshops and a lot of tabling, and it's just like a punk fest to like revive like the tradition of resistance. And we also have a safer space policy, which means that we try to exclude like oppressive behaviors and attitudes from the fest, and because we want to create a safer space for everyone to enjoy themselves and to exist and to like communicate and like to build new networks and meet new people. And yeah, that's basically what it's about. And it's basically trying to take our anger that we all fear about the world and trying to actually do something about it. So.
Oh, can you give us a little bit more information about the safer space? What does it mean, for who, and
safer space is we don't allow any like sexist, racist, homophobic, transphobic, ableist, or like fatphobic, or any other oppressive attitude or language or behaviors at the fest. We just exclude that, like, and we make sure that everyone knows about that. So when they enter the fest, then it's like it's an agreement that people will respect other people and respect that policy, and it's just to make sure that everyone feels safe and has a good time, because you can't really have a good time at a fest if you're feeling like micro oppression and like having to deal with like bullshit. So it's just a way to cut out like all of society's bullshit and like leave it at the door, basically.
Thanks.
Cool.
Killing rapists.
You're from Portland, Oregon. Can you tell us about the grand jury thing that you're facing?
Yes, so last week 3 houses were raided in Portland, Oregon, and 2 subpoenas were served to people. Those people were not the targets of this investigation going on, but the FBI is looking to gather information from anarchists in the Northwest. Raids or subpoenas were also served in Olympia and Seattle. And basically the grand jury is going to be on August 30th. At the federal courthouse in Seattle. The people of the grand jury that had been subpoenaed have decided not to cooperate with the FBI and invoke their Fifth Amendment rights, which they do not have in a grand jury, but they will invoke them anyways. And because they are invoking them, they will be held in contempt of court, and they could possibly face jail time, all for just refusing to speak.
Why are the anarchists being targeted?
Anarchists have been targeted because the state feels threatened by the positive work that people are doing in the communities in the Pacific Northwest. They feel like people. That's probably why, but they basically were this was a fishing expedition, and they were looking that the subpoenas were released. They were looking for black clothing, anarchist literature, flag making materials, and like spray paint. You know, just really random things.
You said positive thing they do in the community. Can you name a couple what positive thing they do in the community?
Well, there's a lot of things going on here with, people doing. Let's see, in Olympia, I just came back from Iggy Hop. Iggy Hop is a mobile bike service where they reach out to houseless folks here in Olympia, and they provide like basic needs like food and clothing and vitamins and toiletries and stuff like that, and they deliver them all around downtown Olympia to people who need those supplies. Other things like the Red and Black Cafe in Portland, it's a worker-owned
Anarchist Cafe.
Yeah, it's an Anarchist Cafe. There's lots of groups organizing all around in the Pacific Northwest, dealing with things such as, immigrants' rights, like dealing with patriarchy and workers' rights and things like that. There is a lot of awesome projects coming out of the Pacific Northwest right now. But if you want to find out more information about the grand juries, there is a website for it. It's nopoliticalrepression.wordpress.com.